Hey guys, come here. What do you think of the new yard? Capone. So we got finally a little bit of a yard. We had a bunch of fill brought in and filled in the back here. So we can have a little normal space just to hang out, instead of everything so crammed. And probably our cordwood sauna will go back here eventually, or next year, I should say, is when we're going to build it. We're going to practice on that before we build the house out of cordwood. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This will be nice. So they just got done. It took about six loads and about 3 hours. So it was really difficult to get the excavator here. I had to call him 4 times. He came in here and looked at this in, I think it was May, and he never called me back, and I called him 4 different times. He never returned my phone calls, and he's busy, and I get it. I own my own business too, and it's insane how busy it is right now with the economy and everything. So finally, he texted me yesterday, I can be there tomorrow at noon. So I changed my schedule around with work. Luckily, nothing was super pressing, and my guys could go to the job and handle it themselves. And I came here and cut all these trees down. And he said he was going to be here after noon. I got up here at like 10 o'clock, and he was sitting by the gate waiting with the dump truck. He had just got here. So I came back here. He dumped off 3 loads while I started cutting down all these trees. And he just put the fill right over the top of all the branches and everything. All the little branches and the logs, the ones for firewood, there's a couple still left that he just pushed off, and I'll grab those later. But yeah, I bucked those up as fast as I could and grabbed them with the tractor and got them out of here. And got all the brush cleared up. So I don't even know what time it is. I think it's only like 2 o'clock. So everything happened within like 3 hours. But yeah, it turned out really well. So this is the one food plot where I put my scarecrow in. I came and it had fallen on the ground. My little supports that I used, the crappy branches had broke. So I stuck them in those 2 trees over there. But I'm looking around and I don't see a ton of tracks. There's a little bit, and the brassica, I do see that they're starting to eat some leaves. I can see that they're hitting the leftover buckwheat. You can see that they're eating that off, those tall stems that are sticking out. The brassica's coming up. I think I spread it a little thick, but they are feeding on it. You can see that one right there. Got nipped off, which kind of sucks because hopefully they don't eat it all before, most of it matures. Some of it's getting fairly tall. A lot of it is stunted, though. You can see all back there is kind of stunted. I don't know if it's because of that's on the south side, if it's not getting enough sun. I would think it would get enough sun during the day, but all these little things that you gotta figure out and improve upon. And then I came in here and I spread a bunch of winter rye. You can see it's coming up. And I had thought I spread it pretty thick, but it doesn't look like it's coming up as thick as I would like. I wanted to spread it like grass. But we'll see in the next couple weeks. So here's the back apple plot. This is my shooting lane into the plot. And I I came here a couple weeks ago and planted a bunch of winter rye on top of this too, just to fill in the gaps. And it's starting to come up good. Probably could have even went a little thicker on it. The brassica is sparse through here, and I kind of knew that was going to happen because it's so wet in here. You can obviously see. Now we're getting into the main plot. My scarecrow's still up. So this doesn't look real good for brassica. So what I'll probably end up doing is next time we come up here, I'll spread some more winter rye in here to help out. I see they are eating the brassica though. You can see there, all these plants have been nipped. Obviously the deer are walking right by it. So it's really not scaring them off. Doesn't look like a complete bust, but this winter rye will help out definitely. My new ride. Better way to get around the woods and help out with the food plots and firewood and all that stuff. It's a Can-Am HD10. It's got almost 1,000 cc. I think it's 72 horsepower, I believe. I put a front bumper on it. They screwed me on my front lights, so they're sending those. I'm supposed to have little LED lights that came with it. It's just like a little mini truck. It's pretty nice. Got some cup holders. This closes. You can sit 3 people. Everybody's got a seat belt. Seats actually fold up all the way. So I got a little thing coming with a gun holder right here that fits underneath the middle seat. So I'll be able to ride around with my shotgun or whatever. And then this seat folds up. So now you got a nice flat area the dogs can sit there, ride along. Can go, I've had it up to 60 miles an hour. I guess it goes 64. It's a little fast. And then it's got a dump box. That automatically dumps your load. It holds 1,000 pounds in the bed. The tailgate. So what I think I'm going to do is build some wood sides that I can throw in when I want to, like just drop the whole rack system in, and then I'll be able to kind of fill that up more with firewood. I can give rides to people, my in-laws and my parents too. They can't get around the woods as easily anymore, so yeah, that thing's pretty sweet. I got it used. This is a 2016. It had 600 miles on it, but the thing was like brand new. So when I got it, there was little spots of rust and stuff where the welds are in the frame and whatnot, and I actually went through the whole thing and tried to get the rust off, and then I spray painted everything, because when you spend the money on something like this, I want it to last for a very long time. So this will be my little truck for the woods. guys love your little swimming hole, don't you? Well, I finally got a beaver. I think 2 of them. I shot at 2. There was 2 of them, and I shot the one, and the other one dove under, and then I sat there for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then the other one popped up, and I shot that one. That one I definitely killed. It was on the top of the water, and I was waiting for it to float toward me, but then it sank. I guess they sink when they die. So I don't know if I got the first one. I assume I did because it was only a 40-yard shot, and I shot it with my deer rifle, my 30-06. So I don't think I could miss it with a scope on 5 power at that distance, but stranger things have happened. But I hate to kill things if I'm not using them. So I'm kind of bummed that I wasn't able to recover it and clean it out. Maybe it'll float in tomorrow morning. I'll take a look, but by that time, the meat's gonna be bad. So that sucks. So I feel bad about that. I like seeing wildlife, and I would love to sit here and have coffee and watch the beavers swim around the pond, but they're causing problems and damming up my culverts and washing out my trails. So I don't want them to cause any problems with my dam and stuff on the pond. Next time when I finally move up here, I'll be able to trap them, and then that way I'll be able to utilize it, because I'm sure they'll come in every couple years. That's kind of what happened. The first year they were here, then they had left. I tried to trap them, couldn't get them, and then they just up and left, and then now they're back. So I'm sure there's more than 2, I would imagine, but I guess we'll see. Next time we're up, it'll be in a couple weeks, and we'll see if they plug up the culverts again.